Hello, hello, everybody. How's everyone doing this fine evening? I have about an hour and a half of time, maybe? Or like an hour and a half tops that I have to stream here, so didn't have anything else planned aside from procrastinating on getting a passport, so figured I'd do a bit of streaming. See, we have Doom Korith in chat. I think I recognize that name from somewhere. We also have Warp Core, Hector, General GG. How's everyone doing? Is this where you announce my new empire? Just wait till the end to find out. Alright, now let me just make sure I'm getting picked up, right? It says everything's going to the first track, so don't want a repeat of one of the more relatively recent times when my audio was all messed up and nothing was picking me up. But nobody's saying anything in chat, so maybe I'm not being picked up now as well. Nope. I'm being picked up. Y'all just shy. I see how it is. Just left speechless by my presence. Where in the world did we move the stream chat? On Discord. Okay, there it is. I forgot we moved it under events. Alright. Well, the first place I wanted to start was Becca's blog post. Is there anything else that anybody wants to discuss first? I see we have 9 people watching at the moment. Anything at all? Any poll quests you think I should look at today? Time depending, of course. After Becca's blog post, I would then want to get to some of the waiting on dev stuff. Admittedly, I feel like the other devs already got to the low-hanging fruit. So, I don't know, maybe we can finalize this playing sounds. What else? I'll look over Doom's uninhabited planets. I know he was talking about getting rid of one of them. What else is in here that's not too difficult to take a look at? Derelict ship encounters. I don't know if we'll have time for that in full, but I remember looking at this at least in part. Let me swap the screen over. There we go. Is the music volume alright? Can you hear me fine? Can you hear the music fine? It's not too loud. I just updated OBS, so I also don't want it to have messed up anything. Because you know how precarious updating any piece of software can be. Hector says we can hear you, we're just shy. Oh, okay. I'll just continue on with what I was doing then. I'll just keep talking to myself. I know you guys are listening. Imagine using software, says Frizzer. I know, right? Computer scientist over here, but like, imagine using software. What's that meme of the tech enthusiast versus tech worker? The tech enthusiast has all the latest gadgets, all the smart devices. The tech worker has nothing but an old printer and a gun right next to it to shoot it if it makes any weird noises. Frizzer posts a suspicious link in chat. Yeah. I work in IT, which is the reason our house has mechanical locks, mechanical windows, routers using OpenWRT. No smart home crap. No Alexa, Google Assistant, etc. No internet-connected thermostats. Yeah, tech enthusiasts versus programmers and engineers. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The most recent piece of technology I own is a printer from 2004, and I keep a loaded gun ready to shoot it if it ever makes an unexpected noise. Yeah, basically where I am at in life. Although you say mechanical locks. Might want to take a visit to a lock-picking lawyer's channel and find out that's not as great as you would think it is. Doom says mechanical windows do not perform significantly better than digital ones against the most common form of attack, in parentheses, hammer. Yeah, I hear the digital windows shatter quieter, but then people found out actually it's probably important to hear your windows shatter when someone's breaking in. So they fell out of fashion very quickly. Ooh, almost dropped my water. Reminds me of course, we're already getting off the tangents here. Technology Connections, I believe, is the name of the YouTube channel. Let me check. Yeah. He's got a lot of interesting videos. He did a video on LED versus incandescent traffic lights, and how, if you know how LEDs and incandescent bulbs work, incandescent bulbs will produce a lot more heat compared to the same amount of light produced that an LED will do. Turns out in colder climates, this had a positive side effect of warming the bulbs in the winter so they don't frost over and make it difficult to see which light is active, the traffic light. So when some places switched to LED bulbs, they were like, wow, we should have kept the incandescent bulbs because they were warm in the winter. But in the summer, they're still wasting loads of energy, so it's easier to use the LED bulbs, but also have a separate heating element for when you need it. So it's more complicated, but more energy efficient overall. Couldn't you just stick a heating coil in there or something and only have it run in the winter? Yeah, that's exactly what these places ended up doing. Instead of going back to incandescent bulbs, which were wasting energy all year round and had to be replaced a lot more often. Hector says we could replace windows with flat screen TVs with live stream footage from external cameras. I don't know, that sounds very paranoid though. My house has no windows. Alright. Let's actually stop procrastinating here and actually jump into Becca's Pool Quest here. Now, we've looked at this like 3 times, I feel like, on stream. It's of course been a while since the last one, but as far as I can tell, everything I've requested has been addressed. So, I mean, here's the question. Do we read it again on stream? Or do we go with the, F it, throw it over the fence, it's good enough? As some people have been saying recently. Oh, it doesn't need to be perfect, just make it good enough. Somebody else will catch it later if there's an issue. Hector says, alternatively, simply dump a bunch of CO2 into the atmosphere and let the problem solve itself. You're thinking too small with CO2. Methane is where it's at. Just pump methane straight into the atmosphere. Come on, we have better greenhouse gases than CO2 at this point. This is for the website, right? I say send it. Yes, it is. This would be a blog post on the website. Let me locate a link to it. I feel like this link is never here. There it is. So if you go to blog, it would show up here. One thing I do remember, Becca said we need to change the file name before this is published. So it is currently, oops, Bring back CFCs, says Fissure. Doom says, bring back ammonia as a refrigerant. No environmental issues. Sometimes explodes. Yeah, you gotta live life on the edge. This used to be a serious country. Alright, well, that updated. Oh yeah, this canonizes the Watchers. Well, insofar as you assume that the blog posts are canon sources of material, which I presume we would assume that. Alright, from the Watcher archives, decrypted and translated from records downloaded on Latria Say. The file describes a brief history of the Kahet as written by a builder-engineer 3 months before the first wave of insurrections. It goes on to explain the process of how the Kahet were actually made, and some of the goings-ons of builders at the time. Just the shit in-game isn't even canon. I'm pretty sure the particle cannon is canon. In a certain sense, yes. In the other sense, also yes. Alright, well... Yeah, I think, I've given this enough of a look. Let me just actually look at the last two changes, or the last two commits, rather. Yeah, that looks good. And what else happened? A comma there. Tense change. Slight wording change. Remove some text that we thought was redundant and confusing. Another wording change. What all did I say in my last review? I guess most of these were suggestions that he took. Comma there. On this one was the first one. Alright, yeah. I'm happy. Beneath the Shell blog posts. And once watch it crash and burn. Someone did something wrong and nobody noticed. I assume if I refresh the page, it'll show up pretty quickly. Maybe not. Hard refresh. How long does it take? Does this have to, I guess this has to build. We'll wait. Insert XKCD new headcanon comic. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Haven't we all? Yeah, Hector says, in a few months or something, the next time someone looks at the blog, they'll notice if there's a problem. I'm actually going to announce this. I wrote up a announcement for this. Let me see if I can find it. I don't even know where I would have put it. Not there. Nope. That's not it. Nope. I can't find it. I know I put it on Discord somewhere, I think. I'm looking at my... I thought I saved it to a text file, though. Found it. Let me post it in the stream chat, actually. And I need to grab the URL for it. Yep, there it is. Look at that. Nifty stuff. Any comments on it? Hector says, seems good to me. But if there's nothing to be said, I can post it now. We have a website that contains a blog section in brackets. Not sure why I find that funny. Probably because the the Wanderers. Doom says it looks good. Alright, we're the only two people who are active in chat, so... If anyone asks, 100% of the people who spoke to me about it said it's good. So that's been posted. And I can now scratch that off the priorities list. Oh yeah, I forgot. I still need to update my own pull requests. I'll maybe do that tomorrow. When I said I don't have as much time as I used to recently, I wasn't kidding. Like I have an hour and a half today to do this, then I got other stuff to do. Gotta... Doom says, yeah, I review content. Yeah. And Hector says, me and Doom are well known for being content reviewers, so you should be fine. Alright. Yeah, I think, in about an hour I'd wrap up here, then I got stuff to do for an hour, then I got another set of things to do for an hour, and then I gotta read. I go to sleep. Then I wake up, and then it's work. And then, actually, first I wake up, and then I do a little bit of exercise. You know how it is. Gotta get beach body ready. Then I go to work. And then this weekend is packed with stuff to do. I might actually be able to stream Saturday morning or Sunday morning. One of those two I might do. Quit your job and live off of the income from Endless Guy. Yeah, that's gonna work out. It's kind of hard to beat what I'm making now. You're gonna need to make a big offer, alright? Doom says simply commute by foot rather than by car. Merge exercise and going to work into one. I live close to the office, but I don't live that close. It's like a 10 to 15 minute drive to the office. Some of my coworkers are out here like half hour, 45-minute commutes. And I'm like, damn, I couldn't imagine. Alright, but let's jump into some of these. So this pull request here, I took a quick look at when I saw it was posted. This adds a new action to mission actions, game actions, NPC actions that allows you to play music. So you can play a track whenever an action is hit. This includes conversation actions, so you could have something where you make a choice and then it plays a sound. Think about it. So ambience is a reserved word, it looks like. Let me see what it is. There's some changes since play is a bit ambiguous. How about play music? Yeah, I agreed with that. I'll just rename it to music. I mean, that works too. Play music. If a system has its own ambient defined, shouldn't quiet switch to it instead of disabling music entirely? Ebop says, I don't think so, because the idea of quiet is that you want everything to go quiet for a dramatic moment, or to turn off a system hazard that has a noise. If you want to revert the sound, standard music, you could always just do music. If this gets pushed, the diff likely will need to be updated. I mean, yeah, that would always be the case. You can't do that when you don't know the system that action will be triggered in, unless you have a universal play whatever is in the system's standard music. Okay, I'll do that. I guess that was the addition of... yeah, no. That was the addition of ambient. I've disallowed music with with an empty string because quiet already implements that functionality. Yep. Good. Will this include a way to disable music? Please read, Dillinger. Yes, it will. Also, yeah, the music control is a different pull request. Tom says it looks good. My only comment at this point would be, I think mute is a better keyword than quiet. Would this work alongside the other music pull requests? I think the other music pull requests would have to account for this one. Toom says my commute starts with a 50-minute walk to the bus stop. Understandable. Frizzer says Vine Boom whenever a person ship shows up. Nah, I mean, we could. We actually could. Actually, no, we could. Because you can't trigger a game action when a person ship shows up. You can trigger a game action the first time you encounter a mission NPC, but not a person ship because it's not a part of a mission. If you wanted to play a Vine Boom whenever they showed up, you could give them a custom hyperdrive that makes a Vine Boom sound effect when it enters the system. Alright. But, I mean, this might be a nitpick, but, I'll just leave this comment, because, I mean, otherwise, what are we looking at? We need music, or the keyword is music. It has to have a value that is not empty. If that happens, play music is true. Oh yeah, the other thing I was thinking. Turn music into an optional? Now that we have optionals, they're nice and handy. If play music, music isn't empty, put it out, otherwise do that. Then down here we're saying if music is ambient, is special token, then play the planet's music if there is any, otherwise play the system's music. Otherwise, if music is anything else, play that music. And down here we are instantiating the music and the play music, which is good. And we got the variables for that. Oh yeah, I think that's my only two comments, is the maybe a different keyword and then use an optional. Alright. Moving on. I don't know, I guess technically this would no longer be waiting on dev. Waiting on OP now. Just swap it over. We'll use those as status markers now. Alright, let's do Doom's pull quest next. We have 5 approvals. Have you removed that one system yet, or that one planet? You have not. Do you want to? Do you want to remove it now? Because then we could... there. And we could merge this, potentially speaking. Oh, this reminds me. I think that... I think this right here is going to disappear with... if you have, what's it? World Forge installed, unless we update World Forge. Alright, very nice. Sourcing your Unsplash images. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. I don't see a link to a high TPI pull request. What the? There we go. Haze 0, Haze 1, Haze 2. Haze 0, Haze 1, Haze 2, Snow 23. They're in different orders, but who cares? And verifying by eye that these are in fact the same images. Everything looking good. Do the usual check of the actual sizes, because we have had times where people uploaded the wrong sizes. Those look good. I'll assume the rest are good. Actually, no, I could just check the file sizes. Oh yeah, because they're all bigger, so. Unless you're hiding a bunch of metadata in there. Doom says that was all Benny and Ziproot. Some weirdness because apparently Snow 23 is already in as a scene. It is? I don't recognize that at all. Fake dev. Doesn't recognize the game. I see there's been a refresh. Just a merge from master. Unused scene? Alright. I know we do have a few unused scenes, but I feel like most of them were MZ added. And everyone was scratching their head like, why is this here? Asphodel. Despite being nominally in the habitable zone, this planet's surface is continually scorched by the stars of Gakrux and their solar flares, steadily blasting away its atmosphere. A joint venture of 3 major universities from Chiron has placed some small research stations in orbit around the planet, and while they provide valuable insights into the nature and behavior of flare stars, the researchers generally avoid descending to the planet's surface unnecessarily. None of the stations appear to have the facilities to service your ship, however. And we have a removal of a comma. Questioning whether it is necessary or not. I think it's fine to keep in. It's either or. One question I would have: valuable insights, plural or singular? They provide valuable insights into the nature, or they provide valuable insight into the nature. That might be another either or type case. I mean, it sounds fine to me as is. Another refresh. What are you doing down here? Alright, dropping one system. There's a second batch. Ooh, there's more to come. Government uninhabited. And this system should be gone, I guess. Other planet. Did you remove the... Okay, I guess that's the other one. There we go. Okay. I saw the planet definition was still there, and it was just gone from the system definitions. And I was like, oh, you're just going to leave it there for later? In any case. I can see why the planet in Alpharots has, I guess this one, why this one has the uninhabited government set on it. But why would this one have it, but then this one not? I mean, they're all, the attributes is uninhabited in all of them, right? Yeah. I forget if the government is redundant now with the attribute. Hector says Google seems to prefer valuable insights. Fisher says insight can be uncountable or non-countable. That's like I said. Either way, it works for me. Doom says, Steris doesn't because it's administered by the Republic as a nature preserve, which means there is some sense in which it is owned, governed, rather than being truly uninhabited. Okay. The seas beneath the frozen surface of this ice moon are home to a thriving ecosystem full of species entirely unlike any observed on other, more habitable worlds. The best known of these is a species of large fish-like creature with flowing bioluminescent fins that glow in ethereal pinks and purples, the beauty of which prompted many citizens of the Paradise Worlds to demand that Parliament designate the entire moon as a nature preserve in the 2900s. Then, while lacking its iconic ferrous red color, this planet is almost entirely, or almost eerily similar to in conditions to the second planet humanity set foot on, Mars. Almost eerily similar feels redundant to me. I would drop almost and just say the planet is eerily similar in conditions. Thoughts? I don't know what to do. And that's a question. Eons or aeons? I know they're both words. But my browser is telling me that aeons isn't correct. Fisher says +1, remove almost. Yeah, Warp says that almost Or that seems like a strange thing to say about a planet. Like, it's barren, there's nothing there? That's not uncommon. What's eerie about that? I guess I'll continue here. The thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide, the polar ice caps, and the echoes of dried waterways across the surface all tell the tragic tale of the same fate that befell Mars in aeons past. Even though humanity eventually triumphed over the adverse conditions and made a home on the red planet, this near-identical world has been left totally barren, a mere afterthought in the now interstellar human civilization. Fisher says Aeons isn't correct. It's Aeons properly with the AE character, so use Eons. Doom says, as for the name, Asphodel's obvious. Asteris was a giant who fought alongside against Enceladus. Who fought alongside Enceladus against Athena in Greek mythology. And Nerine is the consort of Mars. Hector says, we do use Aeon for the one remnant generator. We do. Doom says, alongside Enceladus against Athena, I am illiterate. I don't know, I think I might want to rethink this whole promotion thing if you're illiterate. You just getting lucky whenever you type and read? I made a joke about that with one of my coworkers. It's like, oh, you didn't know he's illiterate. He just gets real lucky every time he types. He is the million monkeys. Reproducing Shakespeare. By random chance. So aeons are eons. What'll it be? Warp says eon is more common. The aeon cell seems to be the only thing that spells it that way. There's even a remnant character called or named Eon. Doom says, I'm just 1,000 core chained typewriters. They can't read English letters. Yeah, they just get lucky. Alright, I'll update my suggestion here. I bought a new keyboard, and I'm trying to get used to it. Or did you already take that suggestion? Gasp, you did. We're still working here. And then I'll mark this one as resolved. We don't need to have that open. Alright, we're sticking with Eon from Warp's research. Eons is used more commonly, or used actually everywhere, not Aeon, aside from the remnant fruit. Azure says, shaking my head. Derpy streaming when I can't join. Get good. What, is it your birthday? Are you going to a birthday party? Huh? Doom says, did Azure and Iraqi mix up their accounts? I thought they swapped every week. Alright. This is looking good then, the 3 planets that were added. Oh wait, I should include the co-authors on this. Or at least include Benny and Zipru, right? Since they did the images. You think Tybe did enough here? worth an inclusion. Just include everyone, it's party time. Alright. Squash merge. And then same thing here. And we now have a spare image. Because New Koala is not using its. Alright. Let me update that label. What's next? What's next? This is one I've been meaning to get to for a while. I don't think we'll... This isn't the type of thing to go over on stream, I feel, but I do actually want to try and get this one, like, soon. Yeah, I milestoned it last month or the other month. Because this is one that I feel like has been sitting around for no good reason. Like, this should actually just be finished. What else? Doom says was named for the Kola super deep borehole, if anyone was wondering. Hector says, what about 9973? Anarchist missile changes. It's already got approvals from that shark guy. Is that so? This is one I've been meaning to look through here. So, buff the pods, nerf those pods. You know what, I'm just gonna assume these are right. What are we doing then? Meteor missile is getting rid of its 0 velocity at start. Updated all this. Quickly destroyed by anti-missile systems, and their infrared tracking systems have trouble homing in on targets with local heat. Nevertheless, their large warheads can spell doom for poorly defended targets. And the missiles are fired in great numbers. They were made slightly less maneuverable. Although this, or it's less turning, but the greater speed probably going to help you out there a lot. Then this is same range, okay. Same changes to the pod. Meteor missile as well, gaining back its base velocity. And getting back. So it's going to move slower after. This is going to slow down. Right? Let me look at this. Hold on. They'll both slow down. Okay. Increased missile strength. Curious. Sidewinder pod getting some more ammo. Javelin mini pod getting a bit of a nerf. Torpedo getting back its base velocity. Same with Typhoon. Typhoon pod getting increased capacity. Heavy rocket launcher. Does this include the... It doesn't. I guess there was that another pull quest that nerfs the damage that I'm remembering. Looks good to me, though. Lower top speed, but reaches it much faster and can change course more quickly. And then, yep, damage nerf was my pull quest. Negative damage plus blast radius. That sounds good. Much more maneuverable because the excel is higher, reverting pointed homing changes, basically. Lower top speed, but reaches it much faster. Yeah, I read that. Okay, yeah. good. Revert old missile initial velocity changes plus additional tweaks. Human missile. Alright. What's next? What's next? Roadrunner says 90-39. Oh, yes, derelict ships. Doom says 99-12 was the heavy rocket change. I guess we just looked at missiles. We can look at this now. Reduce the damage and increase the blast radius of heavy rockets, making them less likely to one-shot small ships and giving them a clearer role as an anti-missile or anti-swarm weapon. You know, titles are supposed to be concise, right? Reduces the damage dealt by heavy rockets from there to there. This is a drop in about 25% damage with an increase of about 80% blast radius. Heavy rockets are currently too lethal for small ships. They're the cause of a lot of sudden deaths in the early game. In theory, their low speed makes them easy to dodge, but in practice, that disadvantage is rarely visible because highly mobile interceptors deploy them at point-blank range, giving no time to dodge. With the larger blast radius, those interceptors will have to attack from slightly further away, giving them a little more time to react. And because the blast or the trigger radius is unchanged, the extra blast radius doesn't actually make evading any harder. So now they're easier to dodge and less likely to outright kill you if you don't. In exchange for that weakness, they got a larger spread of damage, making them more effective when deployed against clusters or clustered foes. The explosion now covers a little over 3 times the area it did before, so the total damage inflicted in anti-fleet scenarios has the potential to be much higher despite the lower damage dealt to each ship. The description of heavy rockets notes that they're primarily effective against groups of fighters, and this change leans further into that, making them more clearly distinct from torpedoes, the primary anti-heavy warship weapon for small ships. Specific ship notes: one heavy rocket will now almost but not quite disable a shuttle, whereas previously it would leave one disabled with 25 HP. And then 2 will almost but not quite disable a Sparrow, which previously would have destroyed it. Yeah, okay, I agree. We need to balance player enjoyment with how powerful a small ship actually is. Blast radii in general are too small. In many cases, they more often serve to deal recoil damage rather than actually hitting multiple targets due to how spaced out ships in the sky are. So I'm excited to see how this balance change might shape other AE weapons in the future, or AoE weapons. Yep. Nice catch, by the way. Remembering that is in a mission that needs updated. Hector spotted that one. Shout out to Hector. Hector says, write your pull request titles like anime titles. I can't believe this rocket has 50% less damage, question mark, exclamation point. Reincarnated into a world in which the heavy rocket deals 25% less damage, but has an 80% larger blast radius. Hector says, I don't have much, but I do have a good memory. It's good to have, good to have. Let me adjust this massive title. patch notes. I still need to do the changelog. There was a singular release where I actually kept up with the changelog, like every couple of weeks I would add to it. This release I have not done that. So I'll need to do that soon. Alright, do we just want to keep pounding through smaller pull quests? What else do we have available? Fix terraform? What if the player's a pirate? That's not really how I would fix this. Hold on. Either you have the main plot completed, or it is not during the invasion. I wanted to look into this then. When landing on Deep during the war with the Empire, who? You can still get it summoned to court for terraforming, but completing this quest is actually impossible without leaving a trail of corpses, due to Sol system being rather well guarded. I mean, really, pull this up. Go to the file. This should be updated so that it doesn't offer if you've chosen sides. So, or not chosen sides has main plot completed. And this would be redundant. We could get rid of this. I mean, checking your reputation would work too. So, move the reputation check to the 6th mission. Warp says he did the changelog. Alright, cool. Lewis says, hello, Stinkies. Hello. Warp says it doesn't fix the issue. It's essentially entirely unrelated to the issue, except it happens to modify the same chain mission. Yeah. Doom says, could just tweak that such that it can't offer at any time between the start of the campaign and the end. Yeah, that should be part of it at least. Alright. What if the player is a pirate? That doesn't even... What? How does that even follow? Alright, I'll leave a review. This should be moved to terraforming 6, or this change. We could also add not chosen sides inside the OR block so that it can't be offered while you're in the middle of the main campaign. This one I actually looked at just before we started, and it just fixed that. This one's new, and it's bigger than I would like to look at. This one is pending Zichaz, apparently. Self-assigned. I'm good with this. How does it look in game? This is how it looks in game. Prefect Chile has asked you to track down a Korth fleet detected in the Ember Waste before returning to Salien in the Cincia system. This is 9967. Add missing location info. There's nowhere on the map to tell you. OP said just add in the Ember Waste. Zichaz said it looks good, but just wanted to see it in game. Well, there's how it looks in game, and it fits. So just merch. Hector says, Hurl's Marauder build tweaks. It should be a fairly small one to look at. 8919. Yeah, we can pull that up next. It's more of a more of a feat. Warp says, I guess self-assignments and self-requested reviews don't mean shit. Yeah, we got rid of that a long time ago. Alright. It has been an extended period of time between which the assignment was made and the current date. But I mean, seriously, this is such a tiny change. Like, what's the use in holding it up? Hector says it also depends on who's assigned. Correct. We got rid of faction leaders a while ago, didn't we? Hector says I could assign myself to a pull request and it probably wouldn't mean much. I'll just merge it. And that means this should close. All right, these two, I'm just gonna start using these waiting labels a lot more. I feel like it used to be we would use waiting on OP if it's been a while, but now I'm just going to use them as status so I know, like, okay, don't look at the waiting on OP ones because I don't care. I've already looked at those. I want to look at this one. This one's actually a bit more complex. Oh yeah, the mission log filter too. This one I don't understand the purpose of. Here we go. Tweak Marauder builds and remove later game content from them. Got a Quantum thumbs up. Zip, Ocelot, who, and Isho. Marauder missions are readily available and too easily farmable, instead of going around completing missions for the free worlds. Best option is just go to Kraz and look for Marauder missions so you can cap them. In addition, the only time the player will ever see Marauders in the wild is when they become famous, otherwise Marauders are just pinatas. That's what pirates are supposed to be too, but they're more varied and more interesting. One potential way to help this would be the limits of Marauder bounties to pirate planets, and planets next to pirate planets. The only issue is New Tortuga, which has the same problem as Kraz and Gamma Corvi. That could just be solved by making Marauders show up more than one system away. Another potential solution is to push up the combat rating needed. So what all does this do? So we're tweaking some gear for reasons. I know some of these was removing like the electron beam and whatnot, right? But like, what's this one changing for? Why is this Falcon changing? You know, like this doesn't have anything on it that is being removed for a reason. I'm just noticing the added laser rifles though. I feel like this doesn't actually do anything for the referenced issue. It's described a bit in the issue. I guess it's more in the comments. Warp says, it does seem a bit strange to self-assign while saying this looks good and then apparently ignoring it. Yeah. Doom says, yeah, this doesn't make Marauders more resistant to agriculture or anything, but it takes the S-Series regenerators off them. Uses the extra space the Marauder Falcon picked up at some point because it had 3 outfit expansions and like 70 extra empty outfit space. Okay, that explains that. Might be mentioned somewhere in the comments in the issue. Yeah, okay. Alright, well. Insofar as we're discussing rebalancing campaign rewards, I'll take it. I'll take the removal. We've kept them in for a good while, but yeah, this is, yeah, that's good. They're supposed to already exist. We don't actually know, honestly. There's no, I mean, we don't have the Syndicate side of the story around this, so we don't know if they exist already or if they're developments made during the war. I know the out-of-universe explanation in the past has been, oh, these are prototypes that they somehow stole. Then the question is, how are pirates getting their hands on what are presumably top secret prototypes of weapons and outfits? And at that point, I just say, you know what, just for fun, don't think about it too hard. This I actually disagree with, though. I don't think that if we make them only campaign unlocks, does that mean that we can then buff them? If this is what is being implied with this. I don't think that we should be saying, oh, they're on Marauders and they're campaign unlocks, therefore they should be nerfed, or their stats should be XYZ or something. I feel like how they're obtained shouldn't really matter, at least for these specific outfits that are in question. Because, like, the Syndicate stuff and the Electron stuff, like, that's not super advanced tech that's supposed to be unique and hard to get your hands on. I've talked about before, and I think recently as well, I think the Syndicate outfit should just become for sale after the main campaign is over. Just like the Electron stuff is. Regardless of which branch you take, you will get the Electron beams from the Typhoon Torpedo. I think the same should be true for the Ionic Afterburner and the S-type generators. Or regenerators. Because I think neither set of weaponry or gear is good enough to justify keeping it solely as a campaign unlock. And both factions that make the gear have a good justification for just outright selling it after the fact. The Syndicate really have a justification. Like, why would you not sell this stuff, you know? Hector says they actually need a nerf, not a buff. They're stronger than the high stuff they're probably based on. And Hector says, I think the primary thing that Hurl sort of touches on is that the Syndicate Regenerators are really strong for something relatively easy to obtain just via Marauders. So basically the thought was either nerf them or make them less easy to obtain. Fizzer says maybe the pirate campaign can explain that. Make it depend on two different unfinished things. Yeah. Warp says, why does the description even talk about buffing them? I keep seeing people saying that they're too powerful compared to the high ones, such the high ones are too weak in comparison. I mean, we can come across that if need be. I'll take this now. I have about 15 minutes. So let's either pick one more or just talk about something else. I don't know. Talk about life. Pick something to close. I want to close this. Has this one been updated yet? There was one that I was looking for from Sam that has been updated that I was thinking of just doing myself. This one. It's been a minute. I'll poke him. I saw that he was around recently. This is a small one, so we should just be able to get this out of the way. This one we either should close or just merge, honestly. Any plans to look at this? You have your own self-assignment due to some concerns about how this book works. However, this is a desired change that we'd like to look at sooner than later. And then for some reason he added waiting on OP, even though really it's waiting on reviewer. A reviewer slash assignee needs to do something. I won't close anything. Landmarks Redux, we should do that. I'll close some stuff later. Potentially during the dev chat stuff. Alright, he's opening the competing pull request for this one. Just change it to Triton. Warps just close the core and near Earth systems pull requests. Nah. I'll actually just start wrapping it up. Gray is typing in the inner circle. We're all watching, Gray. What are you doing? Challenger approaches. Warning. Hector says, well, that was a productive stream nonetheless. Yeah. Short but productive. I'd mentioned on Discord, I think it was in one of the private rooms, if there's anyone here who's not inside those rooms, I want to try and do some streaming more often now, but they'll be a lot shorter. So, like, we're not going to get my 3-hour, 4-hour, 6-hour streams anymore, because I just don't have the time for those anymore. I want to do more often but shorter stuff, so like an hour, hour and a half here and there. I think that Tuesdays, Thursdays are the best bet during weekdays that I would be streaming, because Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, I have stuff planned. Tuesdays is like my only open day. Tuesday after work, that is. Thursdays, I still have stuff planned, but I'm a bit more open. Hector says, so only 1 hour or 8-hour streams? That was not a, was not what I intended when I said that, no. That was not to say that I will not do 4-hour or 6-hour streams, but I will do 5-hour streams. But yeah, anyway, Tuesday, Thursdays, and then weekends, Saturdays, Sundays. Maybe not Sundays, actually. Just have stuff in the morning on Sundays, I have stuff at night on Sundays, and we have the dev chats on Sundays. So maybe Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? I don't know. Like, these will be spontaneous is what they'll be, so I'll find time when I have time. Just still stalling, waiting for this message to come. Guess we'll find out later what it is. Alright, well, thank you, as usual, everybody, for showing up. Thank you for being in chat. Thank you for pointing me to stuff to merge. 5 merges in an hour and a half, not bad. Is that just the main? 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically 6 if you count the blog post. Tune in next stream and we'll relay to the comment, yeah. Reply to the comment. Says Hector. Doom says just the ones that appear in the reviewer chat is what you were looking at. Okay. Yeah, pretty good. It better be 5 a day, every day, for the next year, until we hit 0. Yeah, there's a few more that are kind of close, so I could probably look at those tomorrow. There it is. There's the comment. Typical gray. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Typical gray. Alright, well, I'll catch you guys all later. See you whenever next I stream. And for the devs, actually, see you Saturday, probably. You know what? I won't. I'm not gonna stream any other time, because we've got the campfire chat, too, this week. So that'll be plenty. That'll be plenty of time. And then the dev chat Sunday, and then I want to... Has Roadrunner relayed that to Azure? Whoops, it's going to be one of the campfire chats of all time? Absolutely. But, yep, Doom says adios. Yep, adios. Heck, just end of the stream so I can get this up on YouTube. Okay.